My name is Makoto Korata. Since childhood, my life has been one of suffering. I had a sister, but my mother was only strict on me. No matter what I did, my mother had something negative to say.
Why can't you even do something like this? You're so useless.
Those cruel words just kept gouging my heart like a knife. My sister Erika would also tease me like my mother did. When I returned home from school, taunts and accusations awaited me at home.
You're so stupid, Makoto. It's so embarrassing having a brother like you.
Those words were unbearable to me as a young boy of no escape. My father was the one to save me. At the time, my father was often away on work, and I was hard to contact. Erika would steal my already little allowance, so I only had a few change left in my wallet. I picked up the receiver of the old, empty payphone at the station and called my father, crying as I clung to him.
Okay, pack your things in your backpack and wait for me.
Unexpectedly, he believed what I said. I was so happy to see him believe my side of the story so easily that I couldn't stop crying, as I had been being belittled daily by my mother and sister, and was terrified that my father would reject me as well. After finding out what my mother and sister were doing to me, my father took me away immediately. Then I lived with my grandparents, and the little time I spent with my father, until he passed away, was the only peaceful time for me.
Makoto, it's alright. You didn't do anything wrong. You're a good kid.
I can't tell you how much my father's words meant to me. If it weren't for my father, I probably wouldn't be here anymore. My father passed away when I was in 6th grade of elementary school. Even after my father died, my grandparents were kind to me. My grandmother made warm meals, and my grandfather always reassured me.
Makoto, you're a strong kid. You'll be able to get over any hardship.
With the words of my grandfather, who was like my father, I lived day by day without going astray. My grandfather said that I can do whatever I want, but I convinced my grandparents that I want to work at the company that my grandfather and father created. After I graduated university, I started working at my grandfather's company. My grandfather taught me business knowledge and know-how.
I never thought the day would come when I would leave my company up to you. I trust that you'll make this company even better.
I took over the company from my grandfather when I was 25. This company, which my grandfather built up in his lifetime, is also going through a time of change. First thing I did when I became president was to digitalize the company. Modern business is becoming increasingly digital. My business needed to ride that wave as well. I still remember that day clearly. It was raining and I passed through a park on my way home. I thought there was no one there, but I saw a woman sitting alone on the bench. Her wet hair was stuck to her face, and the raindrops were soaking into her suit. "Are you alright?" She looked surprised and raised her face, and there were tears in her eyes. She looked as if she had given up on everything. I winced. Did something happen?"
I'm sorry, I'm alright. I was just thinking.
She responded quietly, but her voice was shaking. "You won't get any good ideas in this rain. You'll catch a cold." I offered her my umbrella. She was quiet for a while, but eventually started talking.
I just left the orphanage this year. I've done a lot of interviews but haven't got any jobs.
Right, that must have been difficult, but it's too early to give up. Would you like to do an interview in my company? She looked up at me in surprise.
Really? So suddenly?
Yes, it's weird for a serious-looking person like you not to get a chance. I think it's worth it to try. Kyoko thought about it for a while, but finally nodded.
Thank you so much, but are you sure?
Of course, if you can't believe in yourself, then I'll believe in you first. Saying that, I made her stand up. Okay, you'll actually catch a cold if you stay wet like this. So first, let's get something warm to drink. After that, I brought Kyoko to my company and did the interview. She opened up about her past and present situation and sincerely shared her thoughts and feelings. Seeing her sincerity and determination, I decided to hire her. Kyoko-san, I'll hire you. Let's work hard together. Since that moment, Kyoko became an important part of the team. Since it was her first year working, she was interested in everything.
How exactly are you planning to digitalize the company?
First, by creating an online marketplace. We're creating an environment where local merchants and restaurants can sell their goods and services over the internet.
That's a great idea! You can also support the local shops.
Yes, the company that grandfather created. I need to make sure it's useful in this era. That's how I can pay him back. We moved quickly to create an online marketplace with all of us working together. The first step is to work with local stores to prepare them to sell their products and services online. Of course, it was not as easy as it sounds, and it wasn't until about 3 years later that things took off.
Boss, now the local shops can sell nationwide.
Yeah, now even little shops can have bigger chances. Once the online marketplace was launched, the response from the community was immediate. I was thrilled to see so many stores participating and their products spreading across the country.
That's a big deal, boss. Thanks to you, our sales have doubled.
Thank you for being a part of it. I'm really happy to be of use. I smiled back at him. Tarakoro-san, the grocer, patted me on the head. No matter what, I grew up in this town where everyone took care of me. I've known him since I was little, and he's still nice to me. Because of that, I had so many nicknames such as Boss, Makoto-chan, and Kurota-san's young master. But when I'm called Boss, I don't know how to respond. As the end of the year approached, I held a small year-end party to honor my employees.
Boss, are you drinking?
Boss, are you eating? Tons of food was being placed before me. Holy, my plate has so much food? Everyone, don't worry about me and eat more. I'm not young anymore, so my stomach can't handle it.
What do you mean by that? Are you saying that being in your 20s is old?
I never said that. You're too extreme. The employees around us are laughing and watching our exchange. Kyoko narrowed her eyes at me teasingly and smiled mischievously.
Well, well, boss. You should have fun today even if you have to push yourself. Everyone, let's cheer to the boss.
Everyone said yeah and clinked their glasses. Thanks, everyone. I'm really grateful. When I went to the toilet, I met people that I never thought I would meet.
Are you Makoto?
As soon as I heard that voice, I thought my heart would stop. The voices were my sister Erika and my mother Fusei. Sister and mother. Erika looked at me with the same condescending look, the same stuck-up attitude she had in the past. They both had luxury brand bags hanging from their arms, and their entire bodies exude an aura of celebrity.
What a coincidence to meet you here. You must have come a long way from your low academic background to be having a year-end party at such a fine restaurant.
Erika said with a sarcastic smile. Long time no see. I responded, pretending to be calm.
You seem to have grown a bit. You still look as dull as ever, though.
My mother said coldly.
Indeed, not a shred of taste. I mean, a stupid brother is a stupid brother.
Erica took out her phone and showed it to me. There were photos of lavish dinners and brand name items all over the place.
Look at this bag. It's the latest collection. You need to get better taste.
I couldn't say anything and just stood there frozen. Even after so long, I still wasn't over my fear of these two. Then I heard voices from behind me.
Boss, the meat is overflowing. With you gone, the employees are starting to whine.
Another employee started teasing. I felt saved by them. The employees surrounded me and made a wall. Erica furrowed her brow and said, "Boss." I tried my best to maintain a calm and composed attitude on behalf of my employees. I'm working now. If you need something, let's talk some other time.
Then I guess it's no use. Give us one of your name cards.
I hid my trembling hands and took a name card out and passed it to them. Erica snatched it from me and they left. Thanks, everyone. You were such a help. The world goes on, and the year-end party becomes more and more exciting. Laughter and cheers echoed throughout the restaurant as we shared our struggles and joys of the year. I thanked each employee that made a place for me, and said that let's all work hard next year too. Maybe little Kyoko heard it, but she looked at me and smiled and nodded. My company, which succeeded in business, was participating in an exhibition. The event was titled Community-Based Digital Innovation Fair for this exhibition. Through digitalization of local traditional stores and businesses, it was part of a project to help seize new business opportunities. It was going to be held at a big convention center in the city. On the day of the exhibition, we were getting prepared from early in the morning. Each booth was set up and employees were ready to welcome visitors at their respective booths.
I'm excited to see how interested the visitors will be.
Yeah, we've all worked so hard for this day. Let's make it the best day ever.
People from the media are also here for interviews. Are you ready?
Of course! Now it's showtime. I took a deep breath and further braced myself.
This is bad, boss. Her booth!
As soon as the exhibition started, something unexpected happened. Visitors approached the booth displaying the new product and deliberately knocked over the product and began damaging the display.
I think that they're the people that you met at the year-end party.
I went back to the booth of my employee. The place was a hoot and a holler. The voices of employees mixed in. Erica, what are you doing?
Oh, Makotos, you were here. My hand just slipped.
As she said that, she tore up my company's brochure and scattered it like confetti. She had a faint smile on her face, and it was unpleasant to watch her.
So you are a boss. How much do you make?
My mother also had a smirk on her face and a mean look in her eyes.
You're causing trouble. Please leave.
It was Kyoko who gave them the harsh words.
Boss, let's quickly fix it for the visitors who are excited to see it.
Her dependability pushed me into action as well. Everyone, help us! We're rebuilding the booth! In response to my voice, the employees immediately began to move. In no time at all, the display booth began to be repaired, and Kyoko, along with other staff members, cleaned up the damaged merchandise and prepared a new display. I'm sorry for causing you trouble, everyone.
What are you talking about? We're all a team.
Yeah!
At that time, one of the people from the media who was watching things in the hall
Look at this company. They have a great attitude to face any difficulties.
said that. The surrounding visitors agreed with his words and applause erupted. My mother and Erica saw that and left the hall with disappointed looks on their faces.
I guess that settles the matter.
The exhibition was a success, and our bond grew stronger. This was a day that made me feel the hope of the future of the company. After the exhibition, I went back to the office and was writing a report. Across from me, Kyoko looked tired, but was still working hard.
Boss, are you alright?
Kyoko said worriedly. Yeah, I'm fine. I just got reminded of those two. I said that inside.
Did something happen with those two?
I was a little confused, but decided to tell her. Those two are my mother and sister. My father divorced my mother when I was very young to protect me from my sister-biased mother. And we haven't spoken since. I can't believe I met them now. Kyoko silently listened to me, but finally said something.
I saw a lot of kids and their parents at the orphanage. I really thought there was no such thing as a smooth-sailing family. They say that mundane is the best, but mundane is not so common.
Yeah,
We'll all chase away people like that who bully you and cause trouble.
I laughed at her words. They may actually do it. After work, when we both left the office, Kyoko started talking to me.
You should just make a new family.
What? I couldn't help but ask back.
Well, you know, don't get caught up in your current family. Make a girlfriend and make your new family.
Kyoko blushed a little, but said that seriously. Thanks, Kyoko, but I'm actually bad with women. Because of what happened in the past. She looked surprised for a second, but she immediately went back to her kind smile.
But I still won't give up.
She mumbled softly, her true feelings oozing out of her voice. I felt my chest tighten at those words. I knew of Kyoko's feelings towards me. And every time I felt her gentleness and strength, I also felt the budding feelings in my heart grow a little larger. But I still had a lot of trauma, and I didn't have the courage to say that to her. Kyoko's not like my mother or sister, but if Kyoko started looking at me like they do, saying that in my heart, I held back my feelings. I am drawn to Kyoko's gentleness and strength, but I still can't face her. A sad thought clutched in my heart, and I continued to worry alone in the darkness. One day, my sister Erica and my mother appeared in my company's lobby. I was confused, but I could guess what they were about to say.
It's a pretty nice company. Makoto, give me this company immediately.
Erica interjected in a high-pressure tone. Our mother stood next to her nodding as if she were agreeing. This is my company. There's no way I could do that.
Just give it to me.
When I calmly replied back, Erica raised her voice even more. I won't make things worse now. Just leave. I stood firm, but they continued their foul-mouthed threats, refusing to give up.
It's you guys again. There's no way the boss would ever give you this company.
One employee screamed.
We will fight too.
And the other employees joined too. Erica and our mother looked surprised and looked around, but they got even closer to me.
outsiders should shut up. You guys have nothing to do with it, okay? Makoto, it's beyond your wildest dreams for you to own a company. Policeman, over here! The bad female stalker's over here!
They were startled by Kyoko's voice, and at the word policeman, they turned blue and walked out. By the way, we don't have a policeman at this company.
We succeeded in kicking them out.
Kyoko smiled mischievously, and the other employees complimented her, saying good work. Then one day, I received surprising news from an employee.
Boss, look at this!
In the photo were Erica and my mother.
There was a person in the rental store who was bugging them in a very loud voice. So I thought there were a lot of people like that recently. But they look familiar. So are they your sister and mother?
The day they stormed into the office, I decided there was no point in hiding it any longer and told the employees that the two annoying women were my mother and sister. I think so. What were they doing there?
They were returning a high-brand bag, but they were saying it was expensive or something. Their decorations were obviously rentals, and their clothes were fake brands. The shape of the buttons on their coats were different.
I was shocked by the fact that the both of them, flaunting their luxurious lives, were actually just pretending to be something they were not. So I started looking into their financial situation. Upon further investigation, we found that my mother and sister had repeatedly failed in investment scams and shady business ventures, each time incurring large amounts of debt. The reality of the luxurious lifestyle was a lie supported by debt. They turned to my company to fill the void. Then my mother and sister barged into my company again.
Makoto, this company is too good for you. Your sister can run it better, so give it to your sister.
Hearing what they said, the employees crowded around me. I said firmly, I took over this company from my grandfather. It's not just my company. We got this far by the support of grandfather, grandmother, dad, and all the employees. We don't need you. Mom, sis, leave.
Just give it over!
Makoto, why can't you obey me? You're such a bad kid.
Then suddenly the main entrance opened and a large man came in. He stepped steadily towards my mother and sister with a stern look in his eyes.
Looks like you're behind on your debt repayment. It's time for you to pay back exactly what you owe.
The man was Ryuzu, the son of a neighborhood grocer. He didn't look too solid, and smiled wryly at my mother and sister. My mother and sister were so surprised that they screamed and ran towards the door, but Ryuzu caught up to them immediately and grabbed them. Ryuzu, thanks. You were such a help. I said with a smile of relief. I was adored by the neighborhood aunts and uncles, and I was friendly with their sons and daughters. Ryuzu was also one of them.
They have a lot of debt piled up. My job is to make sure that they don't run any further. Take care of my dad's groceries too.
And Ryuzu smirked. He really doesn't look stolid.
You guys shouldn't involve yourself with him anymore. We'll take care of them, so you can focus on your work in peace. Grocery stores, fish markets, butchers, factories. I'll give you as many job placements as you want.
How community-oriented are you guys?
Their cries became more and more distant as Ryuzu dragged them away. Later in the meeting, I heard that my mother and sister were going to a job where they could live and work to pay off their debts. It's finally time for those two to pay for their deeds. After overcoming the confrontation of my mother and sister and resolving the problems with the company, I had made one big decision in my mind. I thought I would confess my feelings to Kyoko. But it wasn't an easy thing to do. I had to reformulate my words many times and repeatedly simulate in my mind how I should tell her. One afternoon, I made up my mind to call Kyoko to a park. It's the park we met that day. I sat on the same bench and took a deep breath. Kyoko sat next to me and looked worried.
Makoto, what's wrong? Did something happen?
Kyoko, first of all, thanks. I can't thank you enough. If it weren't for you, I wouldn't have come this far.
Makoto, what is it suddenly? Wait, are you firing me?
No, it's not that. When I was about to say it, my heart raced and I felt my hands trembling, but I continued. Kyoko, I was so scared. I was scared of being betrayed again like my mother and sister did to me. But you're different. You understand me and stand by me.
Makoto?
I held her hand with determination. I knew you liked me, but I was running away. But now that the situation with those people was settled, I thought I could finally tell you. Kyoko's eyes slowly filled with tears. Kyoko, if you weren't here, I couldn't have worked this hard. Will you continue to be by my side? I need you. I like you. I want you to be a part of my family. Kyoko's tears fell down her cheeks, but her eyes were shining.
Of course I like you too. I want to be a part of your family.
In that moment, we didn't say anything and just hugged. One by one, the walls of my heart came crashing down, and a new bond was born between us. Just imagining how wonderful our future time together would be made my heart beat faster. From this day, we started dating. The pain and suffering of our past is gradually healed when we share it together. We took a new step forward, envisioning how bright the future would be.
Wasn't that lovely? Like and subscribe for more videos. See you again!